Well, once again, here we are, midway point of this second full week of July. Get your coffee. I have mine. You may have to splash cold water on your face, whatever it takes to wake you to the point that you can hear, read, reason, and just think. Now grab your Bible and turn to the book of Exodus chapter 2 for our thoughts this morning. I was thinking yesterday and this morning how we have become so separated. We all know that it is necessary, but we have our heads stuck in the sand if we do not see how it is affecting the Church of Jesus Christ. Not just Grace Fellowship, but the entire church world. Do you feel alone? Do you wish you could just hug someone in friendship? Well, that day will come one day. But it's not happening as soon as most of us, if not all of us, prefer. With that as a background, I want us to launch into how courage can become contagious. We have so many courageous people in our midst and in this pandemic-cursed world. Our first responders, the nursing home staff in thousands of nursing homes and convalescent centers. Every police officer now living under some of the worst time in the past 100 years to be an individual that is there to protect and to serve. Every firefighter, every organization or person that works with abused children or exploited women. Today in this devotional, I want to focus on how 3 women made being courageous contagious. So, beginning in verse 1 of Exodus 2, and I'm reading this from the New Living Translation. About this time, a man and woman from the tribe of Levi got married. The woman became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She saw that he was a special baby and kept him hidden for 3 months. But when she could no longer hide him, she got a basket made of papyrus reeds and waterproofed it with tar and pitch. She put the baby in the basket and laid it among the reeds along the bank of the Nile River. The baby's sister then stood at a distance, watching to see what would happen to him. Soon Pharaoh's daughter came down to bathe in the river, and her attendants walked along the riverbank. When the princess saw the basket among the reeds, she sent her maid to get it for her. When the princess opened it, she saw the baby. The little boy was crying, and she felt sorry for him. "This must be one of the Hebrew children," she said. Then the baby's sister approached the princess. "Should I go and find one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you?" she asked. "Yes, do," the princess replied. So the girl went and called the baby's mother. "Take this baby and nurse him for me," the princess told the baby's mother. "I will pay you for your help." So the woman took her baby home and nursed him. Later, when the baby was older, his mother brought him back to Pharaoh's daughter, who adopted him as her own son. The princess named him Moses, for she explained, "I lifted him out of the water." Now, I gave you just part of the narrative on this story. Read it all for greater enlightenment, but we find 3 women as you study and research this: Shiphrah, Puah, and Jochebed. Now, Shiphrah and Puah were commanded to kill every male child born. Now, Amram took Jochebed as his wife, and she not only got pregnant, she delivered this beautiful baby boy. And here is where courage becomes contagious. Shiphrah and Puah knew what they were supposed to do, but they loved God more than they feared Pharaoh. These 3 women laid plans when they found out that Jochebed was expecting, I believe with all my heart. What were they to do if the baby boy was born? I believe they made their plans. They recalled God's faithfulness to them and to the children of Israel. I believe God inspired their confidence to grow into courage and their fear of the fierce enemy weakens. Courage can overcome fear if we remember and rehearse in our own life experiences how God brought us through trials that we could never have figured out or gone through alone. Little baby Moses, in the womb of Jochebed, had an older sister whom God also brought in to be the fourth part of this amazing story. Jochebed and the other two women, Shiphrah and Puah, just a neat story. Miriam was Moses', Mary was Moses' sister. And as she watched and waited, not any record that she was instructed to, but when Pharaoh's daughter, if there is a record, I missed it, I'll put it that way. When Pharaoh's daughter calls for the basket to be brought to her, and Miriam steps up, here a mere child giving advice to royalty, the princess, giving her advice on how to care for the little Hebrew baby boy, Moses. So let us ask ourselves, was the courage of Shiphrah and Puah and Jochebed contagious? Well, I sure think so. They affected and encouraged each other, and then a young girl, very possibly not a part of their original planning, but Miriam steps up to the plate, and folks, she hit a home run. These women show how a ripple effect can take place when one person takes a daring step, and then others witness it and follow. One final verse from Proverbs this morning. For the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. That's Proverbs 3:26 from the English Standard Version. Trust you will have a blessed day and determined to allow your courage to be seen. In following God's will, you shall be an instrument of change in our world that will prove to be a blessing to many you come in contact with. God bless you this day is my prayer.